Leo, thanks for visiting. This is reading for November 4th to the 10th. And as I always ask you, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment. That's over with that boring bit. I'm going to get right into your reading right now. So the first card you have your past, the Nine of Pentacles. So obviously this is about being on your own, concentrating on money, concentrating on work, business, all of that kind of thing, career. I think you were doing that at this time. I think you were very, very career focused at this time. I think you still are. I'm definitely seeing some kind of a business. So I'm getting that as well. I'm also getting this feeling of frustration. I don't think you were showing this frustration, because if you look at this woman, she looks so content. She just looks like, oh, I'm here in my garden and everything's fine. And I think that's how the outside world saw you at this time. And you probably wanted to show that to them. You didn't want to show your frustration. But someone was really frustrating you. And I think they might still be frustrating you. It just feels really, I'm just getting this feeling of being really, really still, really kind of slow. It's like, oh, this is dragging on, and what are they doing? What's going on? And I think this is someone, I think this is about a love connection, actually. I think someone was telling you that, you know, oh, I want to be with you and all of this kind of thing. And then maybe they weren't there. I think maybe they even disappeared, or they just didn't talk to you. They were missing for a few days, or they didn't, you know, they were slow, all of that kind of thing. So, you know, it's like what they were showing you just wasn't matching what they were saying to you. So, you know, I think when all that happened to you, it was like, well, I'm just going to be the same. I'm not going to contact them. I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to leave it. If that's what they're going to be like, I'll be the same. So that's kind of what I'm getting there. It feels like a little bit of a standoff. You know, it's like, okay, let's see who calls first. Let's see who texts first. Let's see who makes the first move. That's what I'm seeing there. And you know, this is where your pride comes in. This is the Leo. Because, you know, you can chase people if you want to. You do a lot of chasing. Leos can be chasers, but only up to a point. You know, because what happens is you chase, and then like when it comes to the point where you feel as if I have to lower my pride, it's like, no, I'm not going to lower my pride. And that's where it stops. So you chase up to a point, but then it's like, no, I'm not going to do this anymore. It's their turn. I won't lower my pride. So that's what I'm seeing. So you got to that point and you're like, no, I'm not lowering my pride. I'm just going to leave it. They can call me if they want to, forget it. So that's where you were, I think. And, you know, you're very focused on work anyway, which is what I'm seeing here. You know, I'm definitely seeing a business here that you're building up. I'm not sure what stage you're at with all of that, but you're working very hard on this. I can see that. And you weren't just doing actual work. I think you were doing some kind of talking to people. I hate the word networking, but you know what I mean. Yeah, maybe you weren't talking to people face to face. It might have been online, or I don't know, something, because this woman's by herself. So, but yeah, this frustration, this feeling of frustration keeps on coming out as this important thing here. I'm not seeing huge heartbreak or anything like that. It just feels like, okay, if that's how they're going to be, let's just wait and see. Let's see what happens. Okay, so I actually think, this is what I'm seeing, I think they're going to crack first, actually, not you. Because I'm just looking at this falcon in this card, and you know, falcons obviously they fly away and they come back again. So I think this person's going to come back, and they're going to be the first one, I think, to talk to you. You're very strong. You can also be very stubborn when you want to be. You can. Okay, so the next card you have your past is the Page of Swords. Right. Okay. Excuse me. So yeah, I think this love connection, this person, yeah, they're actually dealing with something quite difficult, and that's probably why they're not contacting you. I'm not making excuses for them. I'm absolutely not. I'm not saying that's the excuse. I'm just showing you what I'm seeing. You know, if someone's having a problem and they can't be with you or talk to you, they need to tell you. It takes 5 seconds to contact someone and tell them what's happening. So I totally understand your frustration. But this is what I'm seeing that's happening with them. So, okay, there's some turmoil around them. I'm seeing, yeah, I'm seeing some family problems. Yeah, it's strange. I'm getting this feeling of privacy. Privacy. I need privacy. Give me my privacy. That's what I'm getting. I think they're a private person by nature, but yeah, I think something might have come out into the open in their family. I don't think it's anything to do with you or this relationship. I think it's something separate from that. Yeah, I think, you know, they're there. I think a lot of people are asking them things. They're around them. There's a lot of awkwardness here. Yeah, they're very defensive, like this page. Whatever this is, it's very stressful for them. So yeah, if this resonates, and if you're thinking about, you know, because I think if you're still at the stage where, oh well, if they're not talking to me, I won't talk to them, you might not be in a very, very serious long-term relationship yet. It might be early days, or they might just be a childish person. But if you're thinking of continuing on with this relationship or getting into something very serious with them, you know, there's a warning here. Just be very careful, because, you know, if this is someone who disappears and doesn't communicate with you when they have a problem, you know, I just think you're going to have to ask yourself, do I want to be with someone like that? You know, if you're in a very long-term relationship with someone and you've got all the struggles, you're going to have these big problems that come up, really big, serious problems. And if they're running away now, you know, what happens if you're in the middle of a big, serious problem and they run away? It's going to be terrible. So just think about that. You know, if you are having this time out from them, which is what I'm seeing here, maybe use that time to think about, you know, whether this is what you really want. So just have a think about that. Okay. So the last card, you have your past strength. Yeah, look at this. This is you, Leo. Okay, so yeah, you're a caring person. You're a loyal person as well. You know, I think if they came to you, say, if they had this problem, they came to you and they said, oh, look, I've got this terrible problem. It's really terrible. I think you would have done everything to help them, like this woman on this card. But yeah, they just didn't give you that opportunity. They just disappeared. So the other thing I'm seeing here is there's something else here. There's a little bit of restlessness here as well. I think this probably has something to do with your work. I keep on getting this focus on this business. It's like a pinpoint focus. You're so focused on that. And you're doing this by yourself, because it was coming up in the Nine of Pentacles. I think maybe you have another job as well. I'm seeing that as well. So you might have this other job as well. And I think if you do, I'm getting a bit of a worry around that as well. So if you have this job and your business on the side, maybe that's what's happening. But there's a little bit of a worry around your workplace if you're in a workplace. So it just feels like, oh, I've just had this information and I think someone's going to take over and maybe I won't be there anymore. I'm really worried. That's kind of what I'm getting. And I think this is something you might have heard from someone. Okay, so firstly, I think there is actually someone coming in. There's a new person coming in to your workplace, if this is resonating with you. They're not going to take over though. I'm not even seeing them working with you or being around you. So try not to worry about that. You know, you're absolutely safe where you are. I'm seeing this really clearly actually. Also, you know, consider the source when you're around this kind of talk. It feels like gossip to me. I know it can be really stressful when you hear these kind of things and you think, oh no, you know, someone's taking over my job or whatever. But consider the source, because there's no truth in this. Someone's gossiping, someone's talking, and maybe that's what you've heard. You know, if you are working in a normal job and you have this business as well, maybe this is a sign telling you to ramp the business up a bit more or get going on that or something. Maybe think of that as your main source of income, because if you're worrying about this, if you've got these gossips and you've got this problem and you're scared about other people taking over, yeah, look toward your business. Look toward your business. I can see you're already working really hard with that. So just think about what you can do to take that to the next level. Maybe that might be a reminder for you to do that. I don't know. So, okay. So the first card you have for your presents, the Five of Wands. Yeah, look at this. Mess. So yeah, I think this is about your workplace. Get gossip, childish talk, you know, messy people chatting, gossiping about people, all this kind of things going on. I really think you have all of this going on in your workplace, and that's another big reason why you need to really look to you know, taking this business up to the next level. If you're in this situation, getting out of that. And if you look at the Strength card, you know, you look at this lion and this woman, they're sort of larger than life. They're bigger than the landscape around them. So that's how you're going to have to be while you're still there, while you're still coping with all of this. You know, it really looks like, you know, look at this Five of Wands. It looks like this kind of childish playground scene with people messing around, or kids messing around in the playground. So definitely rise above that. Rise above. Keep out of any of that rubbish. The other thing is with this love connection, it's a big mess. I think this is what the head looks like, actually, inside the head. I'm not saying their brains look like that. I'm just saying it's like they've got this big stress in their head. They've got this big, you know, family problem, and it's all going around and around in their head. Lots and lots of family drama. Yeah, this is getting a bit clearer now. This is what's in their head. I'm really seeing this now. Not wands. It's this family drama. So this is what I'm seeing. Something's happened, and I think someone in their family might have done something. It looks quite serious to me, actually. And I think what happened is they knew about this, or they covered for this other person. They tried to protect them by saying nothing. It really feels like they kept this serious thing to themselves, and now it's all out in the open, and it looks like they're being blamed. So it's something like that, and it's causing this great big family mess, really, and that's what's in their head. It's going round and round in their head. You know, I'm picking up on a lot of family drama here around this person. It really looks like they have a chaotic family, and you probably know about this, and maybe this is something you have doubts about as well. You know, of course, if someone has a difficult family, it's not their fault, but I think for you, you know, it probably just adds one more thing on top of everything else that's kind of a problem. So yeah, you've got a lot to consider here. You've got a lot to consider when it comes to this person. That's what I'm seeing. Okay, so the next card you have your presence, the Chariot. You know, it's really, the overall feeling I'm getting in this card is alone. It feels like, I don't know whether you feel like you're really alone right now. I don't think you're lonely. I'm just getting this really alone feeling. You know, you're busy, you're around people, you've got a lot to do. It just feels like you're doing everything yourself. There's no one helping you. That's what it feels like. I'm just getting this, you know, it's in your workplace, in your love life, also in your business, if all of that's resonating with you. You're by yourself. You're having to cope with everything by yourself. Again, in your love life, they are going to contact you again at some time, but I can see why you feel totally alone at this time. So yeah, so to me, it feels like with this business thing, it feels like you're at a bit of a crossroads there as well, because what I'm seeing is you're really busy, and I think you're probably starting to make some money out of this. So you're at that stage, but I think you're kind of, you might be at this difficult stage, I think, where you can't quite afford to employ someone to help you. But I think, you know, if you did have someone helping you, that'd free up your time so that you'd be able to make more. But you can't employ someone unless you do make more. So it kind of goes around and around in circles. That's what I'm getting. So you're at this difficult crossroads. And, you know, a lot of people running their businesses, their own businesses, come up against this kind of thing. And it feels like a wall. It's like, oh, I've gone as far as I can. I'm hit a wall. I'm kind of going around and around and around. So, you know, I think if this is resonating with you, I think this is just a matter of pushing through this, like this Chariot, keep moving forward, keep on going, even if it's tough. This is the tough bit. This is like the big tough bit that you kind of come up against. Keep going, keep pushing forward. You know, I think eventually you'll be at the stage where you feel more comfortable about employing someone. Okay, the feeling I'm getting is if you are running this business, yeah, you are coming up to another great big crossroads as well soon as well. I think, you know, I think you're going to have to make some decisions about, you know, whether you're going to stay in this job, how long for, you know, what you're going, or you're going to have a lot of questions that are coming up very, very soon for you. And yeah, that sounds really stressful, I know, but these are good problems to have, because this means that you're actually getting somewhere with this. So, you know, think of it on the bright side. If you're coming up against this big crossroads, you know, it is stressful, but think, you know, I'm at this crossroad because I've gotten to where I was to here. So just think of that, and also just know that you're going to keep going like this chariot. You're going to keep going and pushing through. So that's the message there, I think. I hope that makes sense. Okay. The last card you have for your present is the King of Swords. Okay, so I actually think, this is what I think, by the time this love connection, this person comes back, I just think you'll be so busy, you'll be so caught up in everything. You know, they might even think you're playing a game with them, or you're still in the standoff, because you won't be, you know, you won't be playing a game. You won't be ready to talk to them. You'll just be so busy. You'll be like, oh, I can't talk to you now, I'm so busy. That's what I'm getting. You know, but really, you won't be playing games. You'll be like this king, you know, hard-headed, business-minded, and just really, really busy, really busy. You know, I think you might even give them an ultimatum. You know, because I'm getting this, it just feels like you want to say to them, either come to me, tell me everything that's happening in your life, tell me everything you want to say, be upfront, or go. One or the other. Just come and talk to me, or don't say anything. I think that's what you're going to be feeling like, and you're going to be quite hard line on this as well, because, you know, you've got a lot going on. There's just a lot that you're doing. So, you know, and this king's totally practical. So you literally don't have time to deal with someone who's, you know, on and off, and they run away at the first challenge. You just don't have the time or the energy for any of that. Now, that doesn't mean that that's how your feelings are, because this is how the King of Swords is. But really, you're a bit like the Strength card, you know, because you're the Lion. So you're a bit like this woman who cares. So you actually do care about this person. So that's what your head's saying. But I think, you know, I don't think really deep down you're going to want to say goodbye to them, because, you know, I just think deep down what you really want is for them to shape up, because you do care about them. I'm seeing that in the Strength card. So, you know, and even though you're busy and you're a proud person, I think they're still popping up in your mind, you know. So, yeah, so all I can say is they are a difficult one. They are a difficult person to have around, and you will have a lot of challenges with them in your life, especially as you are so busy. So, yeah, you've got a lot of big decisions ahead of you. That's all I'll say about that in your love life as well. So, you know, and it feels like you don't want to give them an ultimatum, but I think maybe you'll have to. I think you'll have to. Okay, so the first card you have in your future is the Ace of Pentacles. Fantastic. Now, see, this is what I was seeing. A business, it's going to really start to take off. And yeah, I've seen this in your readings before, this business. Yeah, I think what's going to happen is you're going to be at this crossroads for a while. And, you know, while you're at this crossroads, you're just going to keep on pushing through. You're going on and on, same as you are, going forwards, going forwards. You know, I think a few months are going to go past, and then a few more. And I think one day you're just going to be up to this level that, you know, you want to be financially. And then, you know, that amount will have settled. You'll go on for a few months or whatever with that same amount. And you're going to be like, okay, this is a regular thing now. That's kind of settled now. So, and then you'll be comfortable, and that's where you'll take that leap. You know, this is when you'll come into your own. This is the brave Leo. Brave, I'm taking that leap, I'm ready. You know, I think as soon as that time comes, you're just going to say, right, you know, I feel this, I know this, it's time for this, I'm going to go 100% in, and that's what will happen. You go 100% into this thing, your head is going to be into this, and you're just not going to look back after that. And yeah, you'll just know when it's the right time. You'll know. And it's not about just knowing, it's a kind of a combination of you know, the figures, knowing that you're at the right place financially and instinctually as well. So it's these two things coming in together. So and also, once this totally takes off for you, you're going to have even less time for time wasters. So what can I say? Big decisions. That's all I have to say about that. Okay. The next card you have for your future is the Five of Cups. Okay, so I'm looking at these two cards together. This is the Four of Cups. So I'll talk about them together, I think. So yeah, so this is showing me that, yeah, this love connection. Again, they're definitely coming back. They're definitely going to come and talk to you again, because you've got this bridge here in this card. I've got to tell you, I can see a lot of negatives here. I have to tell you that. You can't be the only strong one in this relationship. You're strong, you're Leo, but you can't be the only one. I know they're going through a lot with their family and everything else. I know they need support as well. But if you're running something on your own, or even if you're just really busy or whatever, you need support. You need stability. And, you know, you need to know that when you need someone, they're going to be there. You know, you can't have someone who's going to disappear and run away or whatever. You're just not going to have the energy for that. And the Four of Cups is really telling you that. It's like what they have to offer you, it's just not going to be right for you. Now, I've got to say, this is the situation as I'm seeing it now. Things might change in the future. You might have a conversation. You might have this ultimatum. It might change them. I don't know. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing as it is here now. And you know, I don't really want to say much more about this, because I've really said everything I can about this, but just have a think about this. And, you know, I'm saying this because I want to protect you. I don't want you to be in the middle of something really stressful, and then, you know, you think you can rely on someone, and then, you know, you turn to them, and then you just find that you can't turn to them. I just want to protect you from that. So just have a think about that, if that all resonates with you. So Leo, I hope this resonated, but as you know, general readings can't always resonate with everyone. But again, if you like this reading, please like, subscribe, leave a comment if you would like to. Thank you so much for watching.